How many times have you been taught to be humble, to not think too much of yourself, to wait your time? What if I told you that all of this is keeping you exactly where you are, stagnant, limited, stuck in a reality that doesn't reflect your true power? The truth that no one told you is this: success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who act as if you were already the best. And no, this is not arrogance. This is vibration. It is for you to assume the posture of someone born to lead, to get rich, to transform your reality with the power of the mind. Napoleon Hill made this clear in Think and Grow Rich. You need to behave like your ideal self before of achieving your objectives. Because the world doesn't respond to your potential, it responds to your posture. The good news? You don't need more diplomas, more likes, or more approval from others. You only need one decision: act as if you were already there. Positive thinking, daily affirmations, self-discipline, mental reprogramming, personal development. All of this aligns when you understand this principle. This video will guide you step by step along a path that few know about, and even fewer have the courage to follow. Get ready to unlock limiting beliefs, awaken your success mindset, activate your power of manifestation, and live abundantly. If you feel like you were born for more, but still don't know how to access it, then watch until the end. Believing in yourself is more than just repeating motivational phrases in the mirror. It's a silent pact with your own destiny. The truth is that no one will see value in you if you yourself are not able to recognize that value. A successful mindset begins with how you see yourself when faced with challenges. People who cultivate mind power and personal development know that the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of their inner conviction. When you hold your head high, speak clearly, and act with self-discipline, the universe pays attention. It's like Napoleon Hill wrote, "Self-confidence is a magnet for opportunity." Anyone who doesn't believe in themselves is already manifesting failure. Look at the leaders you admire. None of them got where they are by chance. They believed first, even when no one else did. Great names in history, like Thomas Edison or Oprah Winfrey, faced rejection, doubt, and criticism, but they never allowed limiting beliefs to dictate their destiny. They trusted their purpose, cultivated positive thinking, and reprogrammed their minds for abundance. And that, my friend, is the secret. Before you can achieve something, you need to become someone you believe is worthy of the achievement. Manifestation begins with the identity you take on every day. If you want to get rich, develop your potential, and reach a new level of personal growth, start behaving like someone who is already at that level. That's right, how to manifest wealth. Acting like someone who already has it. It's not about arrogance, but about vibrational coherence. When you incorporate success into the way you speak, think, and act, your reality begins to respond with new opportunities. Change your posture, change your routine, change your language. Replace "I can't" with "How can I make this happen?" Change starts with asking the right question. Want a simple and powerful exercise? Take a notebook and write down 3 qualities of yourself that you are proud of every day. Then write down 3 things you want to achieve, and underneath write, "I can do it. I deserve it. I'm already on my way." Do this for 21 days. This is mental reprogramming. This is auto-suggestion. And it is this type of action that transforms the mind of those who live in scarcity into the mind of those who live in abundance. Believe, you have everything you need to become extraordinary. But the question that remains is believing enough? No, it's just the first step. What fuels this belief and turns it into a burning fire is desire. And that's where the real journey begins. And before continuing, a special invitation. If you like profound content like this, which causes change and awakens the power of your mind, take advantage and subscribe to the channel now. This greatly helps the channel grow and ensures that you don't miss any upcoming videos. And now let's continue. Truly wanting something is not simply saying, "I wish," and waiting for the universe to work its magic. Burning desire, the one that consumes the soul and takes away sleep, is the fuel for personal growth. It is he who transforms thought into action, doubt into faith, and will into reality. Napoleon Hill called it the starting point of all achievement. Successful people don't live on vague desires. They live on non-negotiable decisions. Desiring with intensity is reprogramming your mind every day for what you want to manifest, like someone who breathes the certainty of what is coming. Think of Henry Ford. When everyone doubted the possibility of a V8 engine, he didn't give in. His obsession was so strong that he ordered the engineers, "Do it, and don't tell me it's impossible." This is burning desire. It's the kind of unshakable faith that moves mountains. Edison, failing 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, didn't see failure, he saw feedback. Behind every apparent defeat, there was the desire that kept him firm. These stories are not distant myths. They are mirrors for those who have a successful mindset and seek self-improvement. Lukewarm desires breed lukewarm results. But when you turn your desire into a life mission, the universe responds. Want practical examples? Create a vision board, print photos of what you want to achieve, and stick it where you see it every day. It could be your dream home, a trip, a new career, financial abundance. Look at it with intensity, as if it were yours. This simple yet powerful exercise connects the subconscious mind with purpose and fuels daily motivation. More than wanting, you have to commit to what you want. This means acting as if it were inevitable. Do you want to get rich? Study finance, learn the fundamentals of the market, read books like The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and Who Thinks Gets Rich. Do you want professional development? Start by investing time in specific, not generic knowledge. It is on this path that the desire stops being a distant dream and becomes a goal under construction. Each step reinforces the certainty that you are closer. But be careful, just wishing and visualizing is not enough. The brain needs direction, clear images, a north to follow. And this is exactly where the next principle comes in, preview. When you see your goal as if you were already living in it, something powerful happens inside you. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Visualizing is not daydreaming. It is consciously creating a mental rehearsal of the life you want to live. The brain does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined with emotion and detail. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool within mental reprogramming and manifestation. When you see, feel, and live your goal internally, the body reacts with focus, energy, and action. Napoleon Hill spoke about this directly. You must live in the future as if you were already in it. This is personal development in its most practical and transformative form. Imagine someone who wants to pass a public exam. If this person just studies but keeps saying, "I don't think I can do it," their brain will sabotage the process. Now, if she wakes up every day, closes her eyes, and sees herself signing the nomination, walking down the halls, hearing her name being called, feeling the family pride, she is setting herself up for success. This daily visualization, when done with faith and emotion, is a direct shortcut to a success mindset. This is how the power of the mind is activated and the desired reality begins to manifest. You can do this right now. Choose a quiet moment of the day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and imagine in great detail the life you want to live. See yourself waking up in the home of your dreams with health, prosperity, motivation, and abundance. Feel the vibration of your best version. Breathe as if you were in this scenario. This type of exercise is pure self-improvement. It is what aligns your frequency with the reality you want to attract. And remember, where focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation happens. But don't stop at the mental image. Bring this visualization into the physical world. Place visual reminders in your environment. Create a dream board in your room. Use phrases like, "I am a prosperous person. I am worthy of wealth. Everything conspires in my favor." These affirmations, repeated daily, reinforce your identity with what you want to attract. And this isn't cheap self-help. This is science combined with spirituality. You are training your brain to recognize opportunities that align with what you want. This is applied personal growth. And there's more. When you see your goal clearly every day, you don't just believe in it, you commit to it. And commitment requires attitude. And that's why the next step is just as crucial as visualizing, to write. Because when the goal leaves the mind and goes on paper, it becomes something tangible. But before continuing, let me ask you a favor that will make all the difference. If this content is helping you, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. This greatly strengthens the channel and ensures that you continue to receive these profound teachings. Let's continue. There is powerful magic when you transform thoughts into written words. Writing is an act of creation. It's as if, by putting your goals on paper, you are signing a contract with the universe. Napoleon Hill insisted on this in Who Thinks Gets Rich. Write your main goal on a card, read it twice a day, and feel like it's already yours. This is not empty ritual, it is technique. When you write, you give form to your manifestation. The dream stops being ethereal and gains shape, direction, and focus. It is the first concrete step towards professional and personal development. People who write down their goals are infinitely more likely to achieve them. This has already been proven by studies, but you don't need research to see the effect. When you write, you start to commit to what you want. Do you want to get rich? Take a notebook and write, I will achieve my financial independence by insert date. Then write the plan. Simple, direct, and measurable. This is self-discipline. This is planning clearly. This is taking it out of the field of ideas and putting it into the field of action. Writing also organizes internal chaos. How many times have you had 1,000 ideas in your head, and when you tried to explain it to someone, everything came out jumbled up? This happens because thinking is fast, confused, emotional. Writing, on the other hand, is rational, structured. It reveals limiting beliefs, hidden fears, real desires. A good practice is journaling, writing every day about your thoughts, goals, obstacles, and victories. This not only increases your awareness, but also strengthens your mental reprogramming. You can use practical tools for this. Create a goal board with dates, action plans, and rewards. Use a planner, productivity apps, or even a simple notebook. The important thing is that your goals are always visible and revisited frequently. Write your affirmations with the same commitment as you write a work goal. Phrases like, I am a prosperous person, my success is inevitable, everything is aligning in my favor, are anchors that connect your mind to what you want to manifest. And do you know what happens when you write truthfully, read frequently, and feel intensely? You start acting different. You walk with more confidence. You speak more clearly. And it acts with more precision. Because now, your brain understands, you are committed. And it is at this point that the cruel doubt arises in many. But what if I'm not ready? The answer is in the next step. Because perfection is not what brings success. It's the action. And about that, we talk now. Waiting for the ideal moment is the perfect trap for those who want to stay in the same place. Success doesn't have a set time. It comes to those who have the courage to act, even when everything seems uncertain. Most people are paralyzed, waiting for motivation to arrive, for fear to go away, for the situation to improve. But those with a successful mindset understand that action comes before confidence. Napoleon Hill clearly stated, the only real limitation of a human being is that which he himself accepts as true. Those who act, even without having everything ready, are already light years ahead of those who only think. You know that idea you've had for months and never put into practice? That course you want to launch, that channel you want to start, that investment you keep researching? Well, nothing will happen if you don't leave the place. It's better to make a mistake by acting than to get it right without ever trying. In the world of personal development, this is called growth through experience. It is through trial and error that you will gain clarity, strength, and self-discipline. And remember, action creates clarity, not the other way around. Want a practical example? Imagine someone who wants to manifest more financial abundance, but lives waiting for the best time to start entrepreneurship. This person is being guided by negative thinking disguised as caution. Now think about those who start selling homemade cakes on Instagram, even without a good camera, without a logo, without a perfect name. This person is telling the universe, I'm ready. And the universe responds. Manifestation requires movement. Wealth comes to those who act, not to those who wait. Perfection is an illusion that sabotages dreams. If Edison had waited for the perfect filament, the light bulb might never have appeared. If you wait to be 100% prepared, you will never start. Start with what you have, where you are, however you can. Do you want to develop your spirituality? Meditate for 5 minutes today, even if your mind is agitated. Do you want to get rich? Start by saving 10 Brazilian reals per week. Want to change your mindset? Swap one negative thought for one positive thought per day. The secret is in the simple, done with constancy. And of course, when you act boldly, even when you feel afraid, you send a powerful message to your subconscious mind. I can do it. And that changes everything. But it won't always be easy to keep faith when everything around you says otherwise. And that's exactly what we need to talk about now. At some point in the journey, you will find yourself alone, without support, without external validation. That's where faith comes into play. Having faith in yourself, even when everything around you screams otherwise, is one of the greatest tests of inner strength that anyone can develop. Napoleon Hill said that faith is the eternal elixir that transforms ordinary vibration into a frequency of achievement. It's not about religion, it's about deep conviction that you are on the right path. This faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the idea and the manifestation. Great names in history are living proof of this. Think of Walt Disney, fired for lack of creativity. Imagine if he had believed that. Or J.K. Rowling, rejected by several publishers before publishing Harry Potter. These people had something in common, a faith-based success mindset. They did not let themselves be shaken by external voices. And most importantly, they didn't listen to the limiting internal voices. They cultivated faith like a flame, even when everything seemed dark. And it was this flame that lit the world's spotlight. You too can develop this faith. Start by eliminating the limiting beliefs that keep telling you that you're not good enough, that it's too late, that you weren't born for this. Replace these phrases with affirmations of power. I am more than capable. My success is inevitable. Everything is conspiring in my favor. Repeat this every day. Write on the mirror, on your cell phone, on notes spread around the house. This is not nonsense, this is mental reprogramming. It's how you plant new beliefs in the subconscious to reap a new reality. When you cultivate this faith, something powerful happens. Fear begins to lose strength. Because you are no longer tied to the approval of others, nor to external circumstances. Your compass comes from within. This is high personal development. This is self-improvement in action. And that, my friend, will take you to places you never imagined. Faith is a choice. And each time you choose it, you get closer to what you want to manifest. Abundance, wealth, success. It all starts when you say yes to yourself, even when no one else does. But it's not enough to have faith and stand still. The next step is to activate your subconscious mind with something even more powerful, autosuggestion. Because when you repeat with intention, you transform your mental pattern. And that's exactly what we're going to delve into now. The subconscious mind is like a fertile field. Everything you plant there grows. And the big question is, what have you planted? If your internal words are always of doubt, scarcity, and discouragement, don't be surprised if reality is following the same path. The power of the mind, when well trained, transforms into an unstoppable force of manifestation. Napoleon Hill insisted that autosuggestion was one of the most powerful keys to personal growth, capable of completely shaping a person's identity and transforming them from the inside out. Affirmations are not pretty phrases you throw to the wind. They are direct commands to your subconscious. When you repeat with emotion and intention phrases like, I am worthy of wealth, abundance flows to me with ease, or my mind is a magnet for success, you are programming your mind to accept that as truth. And the brain starts working to align your reality with this new identity. This is pure mental reprogramming. It's removing the old scarcity software and installing abundance software. You can start today with a simple ritual. Every morning, when you wake up, repeat 10 powerful affirmations out loud. Do this in front of the mirror, looking into your own eyes. And don't repeat yourself like someone reading a recipe. Speak with emotion, with truth. Feel every word. Let your body react to the vibration of the phrases. This is a self-improvement exercise that, over the days, begins to change your posture, your energy, and your perception of the world. What you believe about yourself changes everything. And here's a powerful detail. Autosuggestion works even better when it's written down. Get a notebook just for this. Write down your goals every day in the present tense. I am a successful professional. I live in abundance. I am disciplined and focused. When you write and speak, you are activating different parts of the brain, reinforcing your commitment to what you are expressing. This daily practice turns into habit, and habit shapes destiny. This is how a new mindset of success is born. And what happens when this new mindset is solid? You start to stand out. You become a reference. You stop being one and become the only one. Because now, you don't seek to be good at everything. You seek to be excellent at something. And that's exactly what separates mediocrity from mastery. And that's what we're going to talk about now. We live in a world where everyone knows a little bit of everything, but few master anything completely. And that is precisely where the golden opportunity lies. If you want to stand out, get rich, manifest unique opportunities, and live in abundance, you need to go beyond the average. You need to seek mastery. Napoleon Hill already said that great fortunes were built by men and women who specialized, not by those who accumulated superficial knowledge. Personal growth without direction is waste. But with focus, it becomes a legacy. The person who becomes a master at something, whether cooking, leading, selling, teaching, communicating, or healing, will never run out of demand. Why? Because it has become valuable. And value attracts reward. In professional development, the specialist has more chances of creating unique solutions, of being remembered, of being recommended. And in the spiritual field, those who dedicate themselves deeply to knowing themselves, their purpose and their potential, become light for others. Being an expert is not knowing everything, it is knowing deeply what matters. Want a practical example? Instead of studying finance in general, study how the behavior of successful investors works. Read books like The Intelligent Investor, dive into specific channels, listen to experts, and apply. If your focus is communication, study public speaking every day, watch great speakers, practice in front of the mirror. Whatever your field, define a field and dive in. This is self-improvement with direction. This is transforming talent into a tool for prosperity. And here's a key point. No one starts out as an expert. Every master was a passionate apprentice. So don't sabotage yourself with that old negative thought. But I'm not good at this yet. That's okay. The important thing is to start, and start with the desire to become the best. Take courses, read books, watch documentaries, participate in communities. Look for mentors, people with a success mindset who have already walked this path. Believe me, the universe favors those committed to excellence. And when you enter this path of mastery, something magical starts to happen. Your decisions become faster, more confident, more accurate. And that's what opens the doors to the next level, because without decision, there is no progress. And in the next step, we will talk about this. Life is always asking you one thing, decision. And the truth is, while you don't decide, life decides for you. Indecision is one of the most subtle forms of self-sabotage. Napoleon Hill warned that successful men make decisions quickly and stick to them. They trust themselves, their vision, and accept the consequences. Those with a success mindset know that personal growth depends on the ability to choose clearly. Deciding is the first step to creating direction, purpose, and of course, results. How many opportunities have passed through your life because you sat on the fence? That course you wanted to take, that vacancy you hesitated to apply for, that business you passed up out of fear? Indecision holds back abundance. What's more, it feeds negative thinking, insecurity, the fear of making mistakes. But the truth is that making mistakes is part of it. What you cannot do is remain paralyzed. Growth happens in action, even when you don't have all the answers. The secret is to trust your intuition and move. Deciding quickly does not mean acting on impulse, it means having conviction. And conviction comes from self-knowledge. When you are aligned with your values, your mission, and the life you want to manifest, your decisions become much simpler. Do you want to develop this? Start by writing, what do I want in life? What do I no longer accept? What choices bring me closer to my purpose? These questions clear the way, and clarity breeds power. Deciding is a habit, and the more you decide, the stronger you become. Want to work out? Every time you feel undecided about something, set a time limit to decide. Example, I will think for 30 minutes and after that, I will decide. This trains your brain to make decisions without procrastinating. It could be time to accept a job offer, invest, end a cycle, or start a new project. A quick and firm decision is a mark of someone who masters the power of the mind. And this is what separates those who live reacting from those who live creating. It's the beginning of your mental reprogramming for success. And what's more, once you've decided, go all the way. Don't look back, don't question your decision all the time. Firmness generates results. And if the path seems difficult, remember, persistence is what separates those who arrive from those who give up along the way. The truth that few have the courage to face is simple. If you give up, you have already lost. Persistence is the invisible line that separates dreamers from doers. Napoleon Hill devoted entire chapters to this topic, showing that most people give up when they are just a few steps away from achieving victory. Personal growth requires emotional resilience. The journey to get rich, develop, manifest dreams, and transform your mind is not linear. It is full of falls. But those who persist learn, and whoever learns wins. Obstacles will arise. Always. They will test you, frustrate you, challenge you to return to your comfort zone. And that is precisely where the power of the mind is born. When you choose to follow, even without seeing immediate results, you are showing the universe that your faith is greater than your pain. This is spiritual development. This is mental reprogramming in practice. People who changed the world, like Abraham Lincoln or Nelson Mandela, were shaped by persistence. They didn't have an easy path, but they had a firm decision, not to give up. You need to look at your failures as part of the plan. Every fall teaches you something. Every no you hear prepares you for the yes that is coming. Persistence is not stubbornness, it is awareness. It's knowing that time is on your side, as long as you keep walking. Want an example? How many times have you started a new routine and stopped after a week? To persist would be to continue even without the will, even tired, even in silence. This is what builds invisible success, the one that explodes up front and seems like a miracle. Practicing persistence is simple, but it requires discipline. Choose a goal and commit to it for 30 days. No matter what happens, you will stay focused. It could be waking up early, exercising, repeating affirmations, saving money, studying for an hour a day. What matters is constancy. And when you feel like giving up everything, remember, giving up guarantees failure. Insisting brings success closer. Your mind needs to understand that you are bigger than your excuses. This changes everything. And when you insist and refuse to give up, something incredible happens. People start to notice you, life starts to open up, doors that seemed locked start to give way. But do you know what one of the biggest secrets of people who persist is? They never do it alone. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Have you ever heard this phrase? She is real. Your success mindset can be made or broken depending on who is around you. Napoleon Hill was one of the first to introduce the concept of mastermind, showing that the world's greatest visionaries met with other visionaries. Why? Because energy is contagious. You can have all the self-discipline in the world, but if you're surrounded by negative people who are always complaining about life, sooner or later you're going to slow down. Mentality is contagion. If you want to manifest wealth, live in abundance, and grow in personal development, start by observing those around you. Do people pull you up or drag you down? Do they inspire you or sabotage you? Being around those who think big forces you to think big too. Want an example? When you join a reading group about personal growth and spirituality, you feel more motivated to read, reflect, grow. Now, if you're in a group where everyone complains about work and the government, guess what you start doing? Creating a circle of support is an essential part of your self-improvement process. It could be a WhatsApp group, an online mentor, a community of purpose. The important thing is to connect with people who share your worldview, or who have already gotten to where you want to be. This applies to everything: career, spirituality, health, mentality. Those who live with winners learn to think like them. And thinking like them is the first step to acting like them. And acting like them brings the same results. And that doesn't mean abandoning your friends or isolating yourself from your family. It means protecting your frequency. Mindset is shaped by repetition and influence. If you hear every day that money is hard, you will believe it. Now, if you start hearing that money comes lightly, that you can get rich by helping people, that your mind is a channel of manifestation, you will reprogram your way of seeing the world. And that's when everything changes. You begin to feel like you are no longer alone. You start to have real support. And do you know what this support does? It helps you stay focused, especially when things start to swing. And it's at that moment, where everything seems to be falling apart, that you need to have complete control of your mind. And that brings us straight to the next step of the journey. The subconscious mind doesn't question, it just obeys. Everything you feed with repetition and emotion, it accepts as truth. It's like you're programming a machine, except that machine decides how you think, feel, act, and react. Napoleon Hill treated the subconscious as the true battlefield. Whoever controls what goes in there controls the results of their own lives. And this control is not done with force, but with constancy. It is there that the power of the mind fully reveals itself, activating the manifestation of your deepest desires. If you repeat daily that you are not good enough, that everything is difficult, that you will never get rich, the subconscious accepts it as a legitimate command and begins to adjust your decisions to confirm this. Now, if you plant phrases like, "I am worthy, prosperity flows to me with ease. I am guided by intuition," you begin to change the root of your identity. This is pure success mentality. Change comes from within, silent but powerful. The subconscious doesn't understand irony. It understands frequency. The most practical way to plant empowering beliefs is to create daily rituals. Choose what works for you. It could be meditation focusing on affirmations, listening to reprogramming audios before bed, or writing powerful phrases when you wake up. Example: today I attract abundance in everything I do. I am an active channel of manifestation. Repeat this with presence. Feel what you are saying. Your subconscious needs to feel it to accept it. This is self-improvement in practice. It's going beyond the surface and touching the root of your behavior. And it's worth remembering. The subconscious learns through repetition. It's not enough to do it once and think that magic will happen. You are undoing years, sometimes decades, of limiting beliefs. Be patient. Be disciplined. Feeding your mind with positive thinking is like watering a seed every day. At first, you don't see anything, but inside something is changing, and when you least expect it, your reality begins to blossom. It is at this moment that abundance appears in unexpected ways. But even with all this inner power, there are still moments that require courage. Moments when the mind doubts, the heart hesitates, and everything seems uncertain. And it is precisely in these moments that the next step comes in: bold action. Because controlling your mind is fundamental, but acting with courage is what changes everything. In moments of crisis, while many are paralyzed by fear, few move forward with courage, and these few are the ones who change their stories. Napoleon Hill lived and studied this pattern during the Great Depression and discovered a truth that few want to hear. Waiting for the ideal scenario is a recipe for stagnation. The greatest fortunes were built in times of chaos, not calm. Why? Because in times of crisis, those who move stand out. Whoever acts, even while trembling inside, plants the seed of transformation. Bold action is not the absence of fear, it is decision despite it. Think about the entrepreneurs who grew during the pandemic. While many closed their doors, others reinvented themselves. They created online courses, deliveries, digital products. It took creativity, courage, and above all, movement. The crisis revealed who was prepared to act with a success mindset. And this applies to any area of life. When you make bold decisions, you are telling the universe, "I am ready." And the universe responds. Because manifestation requires movement. Waiting only prolongs the pain. Taking action heals. Bold action can be something simple: leaving a job that no longer makes sense, starting a project that has been with you for years, sending a message to a mentor, opening a new investment account. It may seem small, but it is powerful. Because it is in this movement that your mind understands that you are in control. This activates your motivation, your self-discipline, and opens the doors to personal development. Remember, wealth does not come to those who are standing still. It comes to those who put themselves in motion, even without having all the answers. If you want to get rich, live more abundantly, reprogram your mind, and transform your reality, you need to dare. And daring hurts. But it hurts much more to live a life of frustration, watching the days go by, without giving voice to your purpose. Bold action is the cry of your soul saying, "I will not accept less than I was created to live." And the amazing thing is that when you take this step, the fear begins to subside. Because the mind adapts. She understands that you are taking the lead in your story. But what happens when fear returns strong, paralyzing? And when the mind screams that it's too dangerous, too risky, too impossible? It is at this exact point that you need to learn to transmute fear into fuel. And that's what we're going to delve into now. Fear alone is not the villain. It's just a sign that you're leaving your comfort zone. The problem isn't feeling afraid, it's what you do with it. Napoleon Hill stated that fear was one of the 6 ghosts that imprisoned human beings, and that the only way to overcome it was to face it with action, not escape. And here's the secret that few understand. Fear will always exist, especially when you're facing something big. But that is precisely where your next level of personal growth and spiritual development lies. You know that feeling of butterflies in your stomach before making an important decision? That is raw energy. Energy that can be used to stop you or to propel you. People with a success mindset have learned to use fear as a compass. If something scares you but also excites you, go for it. It's a sign that you're heading in the right direction. Want an example? Speaking in public, asking for a raise, investing your first money, moving to another city, starting a business. All of this is scary. But the difference between those who manifest a new reality and those who remain stagnant is simple: action despite fear. Transforming fear into strength is a daily exercise. The next time you feel afraid, stop and write, "What exactly am I afraid of? And what would be the worst thing that could happen?" By doing this, you rationalize the fear and take its power away. Then write, "What is the best possible scenario if I had the courage now?" This exercise changes the frequency of negative thinking to positive thinking. This is mental reprogramming. This is putting the power of the mind for you instead of against you. You can also use fear as a reminder. Whenever it appears, tell yourself, "That's a sign I'm growing up." Because fear only appears when you are moving. It doesn't bother anyone who is standing still. Use it like gasoline, as a trigger to act faster, with more strength, with more clarity. And combine that with affirmations that strengthen your identity. I am brave. I am ready. Fear drives me. This is the mentality of those who win. This is the vibration of those who will enrich, transform, create, live with abundance. And then, after facing your fears, facing your shadows, and taking bold steps, the moment of truth arrives. The one where you need to stop thinking, stop hoping, stop planning, and just act as if you were already the best. Because that is the final key. And that's what we're going to talk about now. This is the moment. The line between those who dream and those who achieve is before you. Not tomorrow, not when the courage appears. Now, acting like you're already the best isn't arrogance, it's alignment with your destiny. Napoleon Hill made this clear. Success begins in the mind, but is only achieved with immediate action. And more, there is no perfect time, nor ideal conditions. What exists is decision. What exists is posture. What exists is you saying, enough is enough. I am responsible for my life. This is personal growth at the highest level. Start acting like you're already at the top of the mountain. Stand up with energy, speak firmly, think clearly, choose with courage. Stop asking for permission to be big. Take your place. The universe does not respect hesitation. It responds to conviction. Success mindset is behaving like the person you want to be before you've even gotten there. If you want to manifest wealth, start by making decisions like someone who takes good care of their own money. If you want to prosper in your career, act like the most sought-after professional in your field. It's not about pretending. It's about assuming. There is a strength within you that is just waiting for your permission to emerge. Reinforce this with affirmations. I act like the best because I am the best at what I do. And even if no one believes it, even if it seems crazy, follow. Because whoever changes the world is always called crazy at first. And that is precisely why so few become references. Most wait to feel ready. But those who understand the power of the mind know that it is action that brings readiness. Today is the final invitation. Rise with the energy of someone who has already won. Change the tone of your voice. Change the way you enter a room. Change what you say about yourself. This is living self-improvement. This is the essence of personal and professional development. Life doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you demand with your attitude. So demand it, with love, with presence, with decision. And act consistently, as if nothing could stop you. Because you can't. You've come this far. He read every word, felt every principle, absorbed every teaching. Now the question is, what are you going to do with all this? Are you going to let this knowledge die inside you, or are you going to use it as fuel to change your life once and for all? Because the truth is simple. Nothing changes if you don't change. And transformation begins with a decision. Just one. And that decision can be made now. What would your life be like if you started acting today as if you were the best version of yourself? What would change in your routine? In your attitudes? In your words? If you want to get rich, free yourself from limiting beliefs, manifest a new reality, and live with purpose. So it's time to put each lesson in this video into practice. You have all the tools. Now all that's missing is the most important thing, attitude. And tell me here in the comments, which of these principles resonated with you the most? Which one will you apply from now on? I want to know. I want to see you in action. This is no ordinary video. It is an invitation to internal revolution. And if you felt this connection, this vibration, if this message made sense to you, then subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way you continue to receive deep, transformative, and practical content to accelerate your personal, spiritual, and professional development. Do you see the video that is now appearing on your screen? I separated it exclusively for you. It can help you a lot. Click and see.